All right, so this unit so far has been too easy for you, so I'm going to spice it up just a little bit. So I've been giving you these problems that are all nice and neat and factored, so all you need to do is cancel stuff out, maybe flip something here or there. But now we're going to be taking what we did in the last few units and factoring. I told you it was super important. Yeah, well, it's not going anywhere. We're still using it. So this time, before we do stuff, we're going to have to factor. So let's look at this first problem, letter A. So we have 2x plus 8 over x plus 4. So right off the bat, can you do anything? Can you cancel anything? No, because remember they're both binomials. In order to cancel something, you have to be able to cancel the whole thing. So instead, let's see, can we factor anything out of the top or the bottom? The answer is yes, you can factor out a 2 out of the top using the GCF method. So that gives you 2 times x plus 4. Okay? Right? And then you just scoot over that denominator, the x plus 4, you just move it over. Oh, look at that. How nice that is. They cancel. So the x plus 4 is now cancel, and you're left with 2 over 1 or just 2. Okay, so it's the same thing, you just got to factor first. Don't freak out. Okay, so this one, can you cancel it as anything as is? No. All right, so let's see, can we factor anything out of the top or the bottom? Looks like the top, no, but the denominator, yes. You could take out a 6, right? So that would be 6, and it's important that you don't just make that 6 disappear, it matters. So 6 times x minus 3, and then just scoot over that x minus 3. Let's go ahead and cancel. So you are left with, on top, if everything cancels on top, it's a 1 over 6. So 1/6 is your answer. Uh-oh, I gave you a trinomial. So that means it has 3 terms on top. So the only option if you have a trinomial is you have to do the product sum method. So we need what multiplies to be your C, so 4, and adds to be the B, which is negative 4. So what are 2 numbers that multiply to be positive 4 and add to be negative 4? Well, that would be negative 2 and negative 2. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that so I can factor it. So that, oops, what am I doing? So x squared minus 2x plus 4. Okay, so now factor by grouping. Looks like out of those first 2, I can take out an x. So this would be x times x minus 2. Out of here, you need to take out a negative 2. So it'd be negative 2 times x minus 2. When you get to this step, what must be true? Well, the stuff in the parentheses must be the same, right? If it's not, go back, you did something wrong. Got to do something different. Okay, so then you put it all together, you're left with the stuff out front, so x minus 2 times the stuff in the parentheses, which is also x minus 2 for this one. All right, so now I'm going to rewrite it. X minus 2 times x minus 2 over x minus 2. Cool. So now what do you see that cancels? Well, obviously an x minus 2, but how many of them? That's the question. Since there's only 1 on bottom, that means you can only cancel out 1. So you're left with x minus 2 over 1 or just x minus 2. Let's go to letter D. So the top looks like you can't factor anything out of that one, but on the bottom you can do that trinomial. So we're going to see what multiplies to be negative 12 and adds to be 4. So that would be positive 6 and negative 2. So rewrite it as x squared plus 6x minus 2x minus 12. Factor out an x out of those first 2. So that would be x times x plus 6 Well, the next one looks like we need to factor out a -2. So it would be -2 times x plus 6. Do your parentheses match? Yes. So you have x minus 2 times x plus 6. Okay, let's rewrite it all together. So x minus 2 on top, x minus 2 plus, or times x plus 6 on the bottom. Your x minus 2's cancel, so you're left with 1 over x plus 6. A little bit harder one. So this one you have to do it twice. That's fine, we can do it. I'm just gonna work out the top over on the left side. So what multiplies to be 24 and adds to be -11? -3 and -8, I believe. Yeah. So that would be x squared minus 3x minus 8x plus 24. Well, looks like, sorry, I'm going to just draw a line there so you don't get confused. So take out an x from those first two, so that would give you x times x minus 3. Take out a -8 from these, so that would be -8 times x minus 3. The parentheses match, so I have x minus 8 times x minus 3. Cool. That's on top. So x minus 8 times x minus 3. Okay, we did the numerator. Let's do the denominator. So we have what multiplies to be -16 and adds to be -6. What would that be? -8 and 2. So that would be x squared minus 8x plus 2x minus 16. Take out an x, so you have x times x minus 8. Take out a 2, positive 2, so that would be x minus 8. Cool, parentheses match. So you have x plus 2 times x minus 8 whenever you factor. Put that over here. Okay, so then the x minus 8's cancel, right? And you have x minus 3 over x plus 2. And that's it. Okay, one more just like that. If you want, pause the video, try it by yourself. So I'm going to do the numerator first. So what multiplies to be 24 and adds to be 10, that would be 6 and 4. So that would be, I'm going to rewrite it as x squared plus 6x plus 4x plus 24. Take out an x, so that would give me x times x plus 6. Then take out a 4, be positive 4 times x plus 6. Rewrite it as x plus 4 times x plus 6. All right, so that's your top. Let's write it over here before I forget about it. All right, now I'm gonna do the denominator. So we need what multiplies to be -24 this time and adds to be -2. So now that would be -6 and positive 4. Right, yeah. Okay, so then I have x squared minus 6x plus 4x minus 24. Factor out an x. So that would be x times x minus 6. And here, let's factor out a 4. So positive 4, so that would be x minus 6. Good, the parentheses match, so we have x plus 4 times x minus 6. Let's write that over here. X plus 4 times x minus 6. All right, so what cancels? We did all that work. Now what cancels? Looks like the x plus 4's cancel. Can you cancel the other ones? No, because it's x plus 6 over x minus 6, and those are different. So you just rewrite them, and there's your answer. All right, we're gonna do two more. Actually, we're gonna do three more. I'm gonna add one to the problem. That's okay. So before we do this problem, what would you do if I said, okay, let's do 2 times 9 divided by 3? All right, that's the same kind of style. Well, order of operations, remember PEMDAS, you do what's inside the parentheses first. So you would do 9 divided by 3, which is 3, and then it would be 2 times 3, which is 6, right? So on this next one, we have to do it the exact same way. So we have to divide first what's inside the parentheses and then multiply that stuff on the outside. Okay, so what are your rules for, actually, I'm gonna factor first. That's just a personal preference, so I don't have to write stuff a million times. So I'm going to pull out, the only thing I can factor on this looks like the top right. So it looks like you can factor out a 2. So this would be 2 times x minus 4. Okay, so that's what the top part is. All right, so now I'm gonna just leave this floating around outside, and I'm gonna keep change flip like we did in the last lesson. So it's x minus 4 over x plus 7 times 3x over 2 times x minus 4, because that's that factored thing we did. Okay, solve what's inside the parentheses first. Looks like, I'll switch colors. X minus 4's cancel. Anything else? I don't believe so. So now, let's put the stuff inside the parentheses together. So I have 3x, and then it's 2 times that x plus 7, that binomial. So we're gonna have to write it like this. All right, and then we have times 5 over 2x. Almost finished. So we have, what do you see? I think the only thing we can do here is cancel out the x's, right? I don't see anything else you can cancel out, so then we're just gonna multiply straight across. Then on top you have 15, and on the bottom you have 4 times x plus 7. And that's it. Okay, here's the next one. It's very similar. Try pausing this video and do it on your own. Okay, so you're gonna factor out this right here. Looks like you can factor out a 3. So this would be 3 times x plus 3. All right, now let's drop that down and then keep change flip what's inside that parenthesis, or the set of parentheses. I can't talk today. So times 8x over 3 times x plus 3. All right. Cancel the x plus 3's. Cool. I don't think you can do anything else inside those parentheses. So you have 8x over 3 times x plus 5. And then over here you have 2 over 4x. All right, now what do you see? I see 4 and 8 become 1 and 2, and then your x's just cancel out altogether. Those solo x's, I should say. Okay, put it all together. 2 times 2 on top gives you 4. 1 times 3 is 3, and then you just bring that x plus 5 down. Double check, can you simplify any farther? Can you do 4 over 3, mess with that? The answer is no, so that's your answer. All right, next problem. So find some blank spots and let's write this down. We are gonna have 1 over x minus 7, I'll just make it a simple multiplication problem, times negative x plus 7 over 3. Okay, so do you see anything that cancels? I don't. Looks like these two are very close to canceling, but they're not identical. All right, do you have any idea of how to change one of them to be able to get them to cancel? Well, how you do that, there is a way. So you're going to factor out a -1. So when you factor out a -1, this becomes -1 times positive x minus 7, right? That's what that becomes. Hey, looky there, what happens? So now we have x minus 7 and x minus 7. They cancel. And so you're left with 1 times negative 1 is just negative 1 over 3. Okay, just to give you a heads up, that is a quiz question. Okay, so I would definitely star that. Let's do one more. I'm sorry, I know this video is getting a little long. Let's do 3 over y plus 2, or sorry, not y plus 2. Let's do y minus 2 times negative y plus 2 over 6. Okay, so right off the bat, I say 3 and 6 cancel. So 1 and 2. All right, this top one, those other two look like they're close, but they're not quite there. Looks like we need to factor out a negative 1 again. So this would be negative 1 times x minus 2. Perfect. So now what cancels? The x minus 2's cancel. And you are left with 1 times negative 1, which is negative 1 over 2. Perfect. All right, that is it. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of